The stories we make today would not exist without the wondrous tales of the dreamtime of First Nations people that inspired us as children. We acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners and storytellers of the land we record on today, and would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging.
Hello all you baddies, benders and babes, and welcome to the Book of War, an Avatar Legends real play. The story of 4 runaways seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas and I play Minh FANG, the Foundling, he, him, a repressed runaway lava bender from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family obligations.
It's been like a month and that was so clean, Jesse. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I've locked in. My Minh fact for today is that in the Northern Water Tribes, Minh was good, but he did get up to shenanigans every now and then. One of those shenanigans was whenever his dad was away at work, sometimes during the day, people would come to the house seeking advice. And the problem is they would be offering to pay for the services. And Minh was like, well, I need more money. So he would, as his dad, put on a voice and talk through the front door, giving them just general life advice that he thought was applicable to their situation. And it wasn't until Minh's dad noticed a significant amount of marriages breaking up that he thought something might have been up. And yeah, Minh got caught out because he walked out of a clothing outlet with a particularly nice, big, long, warm coat, and his dad was standing out the front like Minh, and he just handed it over. He knew immediately that he'd been caught. And yeah, that was some of his shenanigans.
Spin-off series, The Life and Times of Minh.
Yeah, that is such a Nuro moment, definitely.
Really.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo the Hammer, he, him, a combustion bender freed from his past demons and ready to unleash his full powers to right all the wrongs in the world and to protect his newfound family. Lucas fact. I'm about to say something that is probably the most controversial thing I will ever say on this podcast.
Oh, here we go.
Bluey might be a little racist.
Oh. Okay. Big hot take.
This is look, it's probably a few years too late for this because the show's been around for a while, but I've only just had my son, so I've only just started watching. And I'm about 120 episodes in.
I've only just started watching 120 episodes. Yeah.
Well, out of its 147 arc.
Yeah.
And, they're all white. Okay, so Bluey's meant to be set in contemporary Brisbane, Australia-ish, right? And sure, there's mention of people going to Fiji or there's Chinese restaurants, but there's no dog that is sort of coded as a person from another part of the world, with the exception of one French dog. And it hasn't been a thing it was sort of out of my mind a little bit, but then I think, hang on, well, look, they're all straight as well. There's no queer representation. There's no disability representation. And then, sorry, there's the icing on the cake, which is kind of really made me want to say this somehow. I know this is the closest thing I have to a platform, so I apologize people for getting. There is this one particular episode called Wild Girls. The thrust of it was that you had these two characters. They play a game called Wild Girls where they kind of go in the bush and dance around and hunt for food, quote unquote. And there were 3 of them playing, and then one by one, they all, 2 of the girls decide to go and play farmers with all the other kids while playing farmers.
If you keep giving the story, they're going to sue us because the description is going as long as a Bluey episode.
Oh, sorry, I know. I'll just be really quick about this. Basically, the moral of the story was that the girl who wants to keep on playing Wild Girls had to change her ways to adapt to the new kind of what the other kids were doing. That was sort of the lesson that she had to learn.
Right.
And in the context of there's no mention of any Indigenous representation or diversity. Having that as kind of the messaging, it kind of was sort of the last straw for me. And I'm like, ooh. Anyway, but look, Bluey, I still love the show. There's so many wonderful things about it, but I think they just either played it safe to a point where it's very, erases a lot of flavor of what it is to be an Australian in the modern context, or it is just an actively excluded aspect.
There's like no representation for like First Nations or anything.
Nothing like that. And look, they get it. Look, you don't notice it for a long time. Maybe you don't ever
they're
notice
dogs.
because they're dogs.
The dogs, yeah.
Because they're dogs, but like the way it's all coded, and there's
Things
So-
that make you go,
yeah, like So look, I apologize. Blue is a great show. So many wonderful things, but in its 147 episode runtime, a little something would be nice.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
fair
somehow.
enough.
Oh,
Do you
thank you for the
do you
insight.
hear that, Bluey creators?
Yeah, avid fans of our show, Bluey creators, please
So
be better. No, but you're right. Thank you for the insight, Lucas. That's very
anyway,
important.
sorry. Just needed, like I said, it's the closest thing I have to a platform.
Yeah, no, that's
It's the place to do it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Georgie Hazel, and I play Nuro, the Destined. They, she, he. Still don't know this, but verbatim. I've run away from the strange and mystical foggy swamp. Once a lone wanderer, now part of a pack, Nuro finds themselves navigating a world more complex and mysterious than they ever knew. But every step they take forward, the shadow of the grump.
Yep.
The shadow of the grump grows bigger.
What's the grump? Tell us it. Nero's fact
Nero's
has to be
fact
about
is
the
the
grump.
Great, okay. One day, the grump appeared before Nuro, just a bit out of nowhere, and said two things before they vanished. I will share the first. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished.
Cool. Amen, brother.
That is actually a quote from Lao Tzu, who is a Chinese philosopher.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
Fun.
the founder of Taoism.
So are you saying that Lao Tzu is the grump? Is that what you're giggling?
What are you trying
Grump
to say?
wishes. I don't know. I don't know.
Is the grump a spirit in the swamp?
Who knows? Yeah, I think so. I do think it. Well, I mean, it just vanished out of nowhere. So,
Hello, everybody. My name's Ted Darling, and I play Banji the Guardian, he, him, a runaway from the Fire Nation army who fights to safeguard a future amidst the chaos of war for the vulnerable, for his family, and maybe even for himself. Quick one today. My Banji fact, because I have to make up for everybody else's long-winded fact, is that Banji's old squad was called the Cinder Squad. Bum, bum, bum. And you'll probably be hearing a little bit more from them, it sounds like.
I mean, we'll find out
Yeah.
right after these messages. Hello, my name is Ash. I am the Grandmaster or Goose Monkey.
Gum gum.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I will give you the fact I had this time next time to keep this a little bit shorter. I thought it was a piece of genius that the Book of War piece will only be given up to a member of the Royal Fire Nation family. One might call that irony.
Oh.
That you don't have him anymore.
Sorry, hold on. I'm just gonna.
leave.
Kill yourself.
I'm just gonna open up the metal case, and here it is. You won language. Congrats. There you go. It's for the irony, and you did it. You won. We don't need another one.
Excellent.
You did it. Good job.
That's me.
You don't have to do them ever again now because you won.
Okay. Perfect. I hit the pinnacle.
Yeah, that's as good as it gets.
Well, I mean, play the winner's music then. Just to make sure everyone is up to date. The plan to infiltrate the island and check on Banji's family while simultaneously trying to find the Book of War hit a mild snag in that everything was actually kind of cool and nice and relaxing, where there was a bit of time spent in the onsen, and two different measures of managing to get up to the volcano were discovered by different groups of people. But they managed to meet along the way and find out that Banji's granddad is not as cool as maybe he seemed at first glance.
I think Lucas likened it to finding a Nazi in Argentina.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Strong play. And the flip side, Banji was having a date on his cool whip, and showing Gray around to find that his old squad were in fact on the other side of the island.
Yep.
Which is where we start this episode, because Banji, no sooner have you seen the ship that all of a sudden a screamingly large fireball, you don't even know if it's fire, you don't know if it's a cannon shot, you've got absolutely no idea, but it is coming directly for Hikaru. And if you remember, there was a delayed cost to a not-so-great roll in the onsen. And that cost is that you trusted that you would get what you needed out of Grey. You also trusted that the island was maybe not so bad and that you could cruise around on a dragon, and you are finding out that that is not the case. Shift your balance away from center.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
It takes me out.
What?
Well, it pushes me all the way to the end of trust.
So that puts you on +2 towards...
Yeah, it does put me on +2 towards trust. And I either give in or submit to my opposition, lose control of myself in a destructive and harmful way, or take an extreme action in line with the principle and then flee.
Let's up the stakes. I'm gonna make this a visual for people. What happens is that you, being absolutely one with Hikaru, managed to avoid this thing. What you're not aware of is how someone who has never been on a dragon before is going to react. So you do a barrel roll.
Oh, no.
And you feel Grey begin to move from behind you.
Oh, no.
Hey, Banji, what do? Guess what, everybody? You absolutely see this rocketing comet of a fireball heading up towards the silhouette of the dragon. You know exactly where Banji is at this exact point in time.
That was like a fireball, right? At Banji?
Right at them.
Should we go to the boat?
The boat.
How far away is Banji from us? Like, is there any, like, can we try to get underneath?
We're about to find out. Banji!
Oh,
Yes.
What do?
Okay, I'm going to lose myself in a harmful and destructive way, and Banji's going to jump off and try and skydive down to Grey and hope that Hikaru can catch him.
trust.
Trust that Hikaru can catch him.
Technically, this is an extreme action in line with the principle.
Yeah.
Just so you're
amazing.
aware.
Yes.
This is not losing control. This is being in complete control.
So that's what he does. He Grey! And then jumps off.
I think we're just watching this. I think we all seen.
I think the Freebird solo starts and we just see what happens opposite. He's just falling down. Jeez, this is so shocking.
Like, is there anywhere? Are they falling onto the island itself? Like, is there any, we can't. Can we?
The description yet? I'm still trying to deal with the shock and and awe that everyone is currently in. Here is what happens. You plunge, and the world goes into slow motion. Arms outstretched as Grey falls, not knowing what's going on. He's never been in this position. He's never had a sense of adventure. His life has been so grounded, and the shock in his face is almost heartbreaking. Banji, you leap in a way that only someone like Banji can do. The most selfless person that anyone has ever met doesn't think twice about what's going on. And you absolutely barrel towards Grey and wrap him up almost in an embrace. Hikaru really does know what's going on here. He gets the sense that you're not there and that you need saving. And he swoops. And as he does, he cannot stop that impact completely.
Yeah.
All three of you hit the ground much harder than you'd like. You're all safe enough, but you know that it is the biggest crash landing you've had, even factoring in that very first one where Minh tried to claim that he was the greatest with the seatbelt. The good news for everybody else is that it is very close to where you are. Banji, you are shaken.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess we run.
You start running.
We run. Nuro's first thing is checking for wounds on Grey, on Banji. Hikaru, I don't think wants to bar me, but
They are banged up in terms of cuts and scratches and grazes, but no
broken bones.
They don't appear to be broken bones, or if they are, like bruised ribs maybe, but nothing seems to be in the bad ways.
Okay.
How's Hikaru?
Hikaru looks out of it. That was a deep plunge because he had to move faster than the both of them at a free fall. So he's hit the ground the hardest, and he is knocked for 6.
Yeah.
All right, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, don't like that.
Banji, what happened? What's going on?
Oh, guys, you'll never believe it. Cinder Squad are here. They're just on the other side of the island. You were right. This was a trap. I'm sorry, but we have to go. We have to go and get them now.
Get them?
Yes, get them.
We have to...
Banji, look at me. Are you in a shape to fight?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't... Look, Hikaru's
It matters
injured.
because you've already put us in danger.
I know,
Don't put us in more danger.
Look, I have to go and do this. Cinder Squad, they set a trap for me, and I sprung it, and now Hikaru's... I don't know, and Grey nearly died, and
Banji.
I'm going to fight them. I'm going to fight Cinder Squad, whether you like it or not. That's what I'm doing.
Tomo is going to reach out a hand on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to stop me?
No, because Banji's freaking out. He's sort of like... He's really sort of up. His energy's up. He's just
All right.
almost died.
Tomo's going to put a hand on your shoulder, and if you don't resist it, he's going to pull you in for a bear hug.
Oh.
Okay? But it's a kind of bear hug that's also a bear grip. So you're not gonna you're not gonna break out of this one unless you want to try to actually hurt Tomo in a big way. Banji, it's okay. Gray's here. We're here. No one else is in danger at the moment. You're right. This is a trap, and so far you have been behaving exactly as they would expect you to behave. So please, right now, do something different. Come with us. Rethink.
To do what, Tomo?
All right. No, Tomo's right. All right. They're expecting us, the 4 of us. What they don't expect is that we have a boat full of waterbenders and water soldiers.
Right.
Let's take the fight to them. And
Good, I was really worried you're going to ask me to do something.
oh no. You go home, Gray, and don't come out until tomorrow.
I think Nuro helps Gray to his feet and kind of just like, it's all right, and just like stay low
Yeah.
until you see the sunrise, and even then, make sure you're with your family and you're safe. Okay?
Gray looks at Banji and he says, I really appreciate the taste of adventure, and this is probably too big of a bite for me right now, so I'm gonna just, go home.
Gray, I'm really sorry. Please don't think badly of me.
No, there's no way you could have known that there were going to be people laying a trap and shooting fireballs at you. So, these things happen, I guess. I'm going to go. And he walks up.
All right. Minh goes over to Hikaru and goes up to his face. He's like, all right, lizard boy, can you walk? How are you feeling? We need to get you safe back to the ship.
He gets up and starts moving. It is not graceful.
Okay. Good stuff. Keep going. Oh, do we think this is right? Banji...
You guys are right. We'll get Daj and we'll go and we'll get them. I told Hannah not to follow me, and this is it. She's crossed the line now.
Banji, Hannah didn't follow you. You followed Hannah.
Well, whatever. We're doing it. Let's just get Hikaru back to the boat and deal with it now.
Hikaru is beginning to pick up about as much steam as he's going to get as he moves down the mountain. And you realize that he's walking, not flying. And you realize that you will have to walk through the middle of town.
I could go and start a fire. These people know me. If they hear me shouting fire, they'll bound to come and do it. And I'll create a distraction. You guys get Hikaru back, and then I'll meet you back at the boat.
Before Banji rushes off, Nuro just grabs your arm and gives you a very, very serious look of like, you're coming back to the boat, right?
Of course we won. There's no way that I could beat them myself, and I'm clearly in over my head here, so I'm coming back to the boat.
Before we all just go off as well, I'm like, Banji, We also have something serious to tell you when you're back. Okay, but
Okay. It can wait. I know.
it can't, Banji. We'll see you soon.
I think I know what it might be. Get Hikaru back safely.
Everyone starts moving in their various directions. Banji, what does your distraction look like?
I think Banji waits until he's a bit further away from the group with Hikaru, and then I imagine there's like some kind of signs that point towards like the hot springs or something.
Yeah, I picture there's like little lantern lights along the pathway.
Yeah, I think Banji's just going to, like, as he's running past, use firebending to sort of burst the lights that are coming out there and start spreading fire, like, down the path.
Right, okay.
And then start calling out, being like, everybody get up, fire, 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 something's happening. We need this suppression, fire.
There's got to be a roll here. There has to be.
Trick, perhaps?
I think trick makes the most sense.
Creativity.
Oh, good. That's 0. That was almost a 6, but it rolled into a 5. So that is a 9.
Can we one of us spend a fatigue?
You're
Make
not
it a
there.
10?
Actually, can I spend a fatigue to make it a 10?
No.
I thought we could do that.
Just infinite boost.
Yeah, I spend 5 fatigue.
To just murder the Cinder Squad boat. Done. Yeah, well, that's fine. These lanterns begin to flare up. It feels almost like a firewall, but it's interesting because you're not using it for defense. You're using it for something else.
Yep.
Kind of a defense. You really want to protect your dragon. Mm-hmm. It's early evening. The sun's definitely gone down, and a few people would probably be asleep already, but most people would be getting ready, and they hear these calls. With Trick, do they stumble and take one forward? Do they act foolishly and I give you another opportunity, or do they overcommit and are deceived for some time?
I think overcommit and deceive for some time, because the goal is to just distract them long enough for the other gang to get back to the boat with Hikaru.
Your community is phenomenal. They are such wonderful people that there isn't a single person in the nearby area that doesn't answer the call, even as the fires are pretty well put out and are under control in a very short period of time. People are still arriving. They're still looking for trouble. They're still trying to make sure that everyone is okay. Definitely Hikaru won't get through this village without being spotted in its entirety, but the majority of people won't see him go through. Maybe some kids that have been left behind or some older people, but it will be a while before any of the, and I use the air quotes, adults hear about it. You arrive back at the ship. Banji, did you leave pretty well straight after fire starting?
Yeah, as soon as it's kind of clear that he's distracted enough people for everybody, he circles back and goes back to the boat.
You will all arrive at about the same time in terms of Hikaru's speed, Banji getting that head start. What do we call it? The spike? The spike is still open. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, I think
Spear.
so. Spear.
The spear. The spear is still open, and Hikaru lumbers his way on. And I think Dad is like, what's going on?
I vote we leave.
Yes. Oh, Dad, get everyone ready. We're intercepting a Fire Nation vessel and we're starting a fight.
All right,
So-
boys, you heard him. We're going to war, I guess. And the waterbenders start to mosey. Just before I forget, the beautiful thing about losing your balance is that you reset fatigue and conditions and whatever else.
Oh, cool.
After that impact, though, Banji has, for the moment, the impaired status, just to make life that little bit harder for him as your whole body. I think now that you've stopped, you've gotten out of immediate battle mode, adrenaline's worn off slightly.
Yep.
You realize how hard you hit the ground.
Yep. That's fair.
I think Tomo turns to the waterbenders. Can any of you heal?
And they sort of look at each other and like, that's we're all dudes.
Oh yeah. There's a archaic gender thing going on up there at the moment.
Right.
Only women do healing.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. You can kind of see the issue, right? Healing would be good in any situation, but
Yeah.
for some reason they're making the only non-combatant not heal, and
That doesn't make a lick of sense.
it doesn't,
fellas.
does it? Yeah, it seems really silly. Even Dad's against it.
All
But
right.
he's not the loudest person in the village.
All right, in that case, I'm going to the kitchen. Banji, I'm making you a soup.
Thanks.
Yeah, Banji, there's something quite serious we have to tell you. Do you want to come up on
You
deck
all
quickly?
feel the boat lurch as between Hikaru getting a little bit of steam and the waterbenders putting in double time, the boat begins to move away. One of you realizes at some point that Arturo isn't there to give a direction.
Arturo's not here. I'll be back. I need to guide the benders. And Minh runs up on the ship to get a direction. I guess he finds I imagine the spyglass is still up near the deck somewhere.
Yeah.
So he grabs it and scans the horizon for the Cinder ship.
You don't see it, but it is dark.
Can I roll assess the situation to see if I get any telltale signs of a ship on the horizon that like a warm light from their engine or something like that?
Or the trajectory from the fireball you saw. Maybe you can be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Minh might be good at math. Let's
Telemetry.
find out.
I'll give you this one for free. You know that came from the other side of the island.
Okay, so we need to go around either way.
So, yes, if you're moving directly away, you are probably not going to be intercepted. However, if you're moving left or right to get to the other side of the island, you don't know whether you'll run into them or they'll be kiting.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't really matter at this point, doesn't it? We just need to get out. I will just start directing them to we're going around the island.
Okay.
Following the coast.
One of the non-waterbenders of the tribe heads up to the helm and starts starts piloting.
Yep.
Tomo puts a bunch of herbs and, maybe a mushroom or two into a hot...
So sorry.
It's okay.
The table should be sorry to you. That looked like it hurt.
Tomo doesn't have his appetite, but he still has his knowledge of how to put together food.
Oh yeah.
So I don't
crafting food never leaves you.
Yeah. So I think he will have a cup of soup with him when he returns to rejoin the group. Where's everybody? Sorry, that's a GM question.
That's a you lot question. You can
Where's everybody?
This is all happening at the same time.
I got you to the boat. That's now the rest is you.
I imagine Banji's with you because you said you were going to make him something.
Yeah, but Magic, you want to be in the kitchen with me?
yeah, I'll come up to the kitchen. As long as Hikaru is safe and is all right, then
Hikaru's safe but sorry.
yeah.
I think I might get you to chop up some shallots or something. How some manual tasks just to help calm down
Yeah.
and chill out a bit.
yeah.
Yep, there we go. Where are you, Minh?
I'm on the deck doing what I just said. So I imagine this is happening at the same time. So
Yeah, and you both just left Nuro, leaving
Okay.
Nuro's by themselves.
All right. Banji,
Nuro's Naruto running through the town, ready to go kick some ass.
you know the people who fired at you.
Of course, it's Cinder Squad. It's my old team.
Do you really want to fight them?
Yes.
So we're definitely not going to run away from this.
I can't run away from this, Tomo. These people... It's clear to me now that it doesn't matter how far I run away, these people will always follow me. And if I want to protect you guys, and I want to protect Nuro, and I want to protect Hikaru, and my family, they need to go down.
I think at the mention of you saying family, I think Tomo's just going to say, all right, soup's ready. I've made enough for all of us. Shall we go find the others?
Yeah, it'd be good to get something in my stomach before we fight.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, Tomo trays up. And,
yes, chef.
Yeah, chef.
yep.
Corners.
So, and, we make our way to try to find where everybody else is.
Imagine we're on the deck together.
Yeah, I reckon we're on the deck. I think potentially maybe you both come into like a conversation of us like talking about what needs to be done maybe, and Minh and Nuro just kind of freeze.
Sure.
So if
And
we get behind them and just break one of their necks, I'll be able to shank them.
Well, look, we have to tell him.
of course we have to tell him, but I don't think he's.
If we don't tell him now, it's going to feel like we hid it from him when we have to mention it later.
Maybe we need him clear-headed for this. Not thinking.
No.
So that's why I never, ever, ever eat coral that is from. Oh, Banji. Tomo, what you got there? Soup?
It's hot. Blow on it first before you...
No coral in it, is there?
No coral.
No.
Okay, great.
No. But here, take it. And yeah, be careful. It's hot.
Yeah, I take the soup. I take the soup. Like, all right. Big B. B-man.
Listen,
Captain...
The dragon.
the
Captain the dragon.
Captain the Dragon.
Listen, Minh, I know you said that you had something to tell me, but I think I know what it is. And just let me say my piece before you do. You were right. All of you were right. And I put us all in danger. And I am sorry for that. I underestimated just how far Hannah will go. And I overestimated my own abilities and ability to keep everyone safe. So I apologize for that, and you were right, and there's no need for you all to say I told you so.
No, actually, that wasn't. Well,
We went up to the volcano, following Arturo, who had a sense of where the book was.
The book?
The book of the fragment, the piece of the Book of War we're tracking.
We've already went over this. There's no piece of the book.
listen to us,
Listen,
Banji.
We met somebody up there on the volcano.
Who?
Tomo looks for the others for like the approval to say it.
Yeah, Minh solemnly nods.
Nuro nods.
Your grandfather was there waiting for us.
Granddad?
He is guarding the book.
My granddad?
Yes,
Yes, your grandfather.
and Banji, he said that, well, in no uncertain terms, he said that if we were going to try and leave with it, then one of us was not leaving at all. And that I need to bring him tea.
No.
That's the big takeaway.
Granddad, that didn't happen. I don't know whether it was miscommunication or what. I mean, for starters, I'm not even quite sure I believe that the Book of War is here, but the fact that you're saying that my granddad was there and had something to do with it and then threatened you a lot, that's just... Guys, I know that you want me to leave the island and not come back, and believe me, after this, I don't think I will be, but there's absolutely no reason for you to get my family involved. That's a low blow, guys.
I sort of looked to Nuro like, can you say something?
I think Nuro has only had one thought since leaving that volcano. And that's that Granddad had the same... Nuro saw in Granddad's face what they saw in Sapphire's. Not necessarily that Granddad is as cruel or as quick to violence, but he had that same look of, I'm prepared to do anything to do my job, including hurting you. And so there's no question of what needs to happen. I think that ultimately, like, maybe Minh looks to Nuro, then Banji looks to Nuro, and Nuro just looks up at Banji and just at first just nods, like, this is real, like what they're saying is real. And they're hoping through their connection that look, and it doesn't have to be. I think it works better if it's not. But that's a yes, Banji. Like, this is happening. Nod.
We won. You're wrong. That can't happen. I mean, Granddad wanted me to come back. There's no way he would. That's just not real. You guys misunderstood it.
No, Banji, look, there's more to it. Apparently, he saved the Fire Lord's life at some point.
The
And
Fire Lord? No, my granddad was just a grunt in the army. There's no...
Banji.
Banji, your grandfather loves you.
Of course, and so why would he...
He also loves the Fire Nation.
Yeah, but I mean...
Which one do you think he loves more?
I mean, me, of course. I'm his grandson. And...
Okay, well, look, Banji, maybe this is a misunderstanding, okay? And maybe this is something we can speak about, but your grandfather is in there, and he's not letting us get the book. That's the stakes. So whatever has to happen, we can figure that out later. But right now, we just felt that we needed to tell you, because if we didn't, it would feel like lying.
Right. So, I mean, Minh, on the way here, you said that you would gladly kill my family to get what you want. Is that what this is? Are you trying to make me choose between the Book of War and my family? We won. How could you even stand behind and let them kind
Banji, I'm saying I will do it for you if I have to, but we're not leaving without that book.
But of my granddad's dead body, is that what you're saying?
I just look at him.
Yeah.
Right, that's what you're saying. Tomo, are you willing to kill my granddad for this book?
We're not killing a defenseless old man. He will fight us.
He is not defenseless, Banji. Your granddaddy is up there right now in that volcano.
I know he's not defenseless.
He will do anything to protect that book.
Banji, I think perhaps, friends, I think Banji needs to speak to his grandfather himself.
Yes.
But so the question is, what do we do about Cinder right now?
We
Take him out, right?
Yeah.
We're here to finish this.
Yeah, this thing with my granddad is, I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm going to fight Cinder Squad. That's what we're doing now.
Fine, we'll put some of that
Rounding the
misplaced,
corner.
put some of that misplaced anger into them, all right? Not us.
Right,
We're your friends.
sure.
Rounding the corner, you see the ship. It is, as much as you are further away just from the island in a straight line rather than moving around it, it has started to round from the starboard side. And you get the sense that you may not have been noticed yet, but they are currently scanning for wherever a ship might be.
All right. You know what I'm thinking? Ramming speed, all right? We put the spear down, we stab right into their ship, because even if it goes badly, we have to get out of there. They have a big hole in the side. Thoughts?
Sounds great to me.
Excellent. I run down and I start prepping the waterbenders and the people shoveling coal and Hikara. I'm like, give us as much juice as you can. We're going straight for this. We're going to just jam straight into this ship.
All right.
How far away are we from the shoreline?
You managed to make a fair bit of speed with the hustle and the bustle from people working at it. So some amount of distance.
Okay. So like far enough that we probably wouldn't be having any interference from the islanders.
Correct.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Ramming speed, huh?
That's what I reckon. He says, pulling down the front. Actually, I'm going to be up on deck because they are going to want revenge, and that is going to distract them.
If we come at your ship at full speed, like as we are now, what's the protocol? What would they do?
Well, they'd try and get around the spear. When we don't really have Fire Nation vessel-to-vessel combat, but we're usually going up against Water Nation, and they don't have the technology that we do, so I don't think there is a protocol, but they'd try and dodge at least, and probably fire on us.
Or maybe, Nuro, you can use some waterbending to course correct. If they're going to dodge us, it's going to be very hard for us to change course. Not if we got a badass waterbender cranking the midnight oil. I don't know why I said that.
I kind of liked it anyway. The Nuro salutes you. You got it, Captain.
He salutes back.
Do we have any lifeboats?
What's that?
Like, I'm sorry, rowboats, like smaller,
Safety protocol.
not
I don't know what I said.
it's not sorry. It's not so much about like wanting to escape. It's like I'm thinking, it's nighttime. It's dark. Could we put a team on a rowboat that can possibly sneak up, sabotage the vessel, slow down or something while they're focused on the big vessel.
You don't have a rowboat.
Well,
There goes that plan.
what is this? The Titanic? Like, what,
They had Titanic had rowboats, surely.
yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah, you did have one. You left it behind. It's
I think Nuro runs to the very front of
Like,
the
what-
ship. Sorry.
Sorry, like, surely wooden door, anything that can be used with a waterbender behind it that can maneuver.
I think even if we did, we're going full speed. I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna
Okay, all right.
like beat us.
No torpedoes.
Yeah.
All right, it's all right.
we could throw Minh Fang and make it a Fang pedo.
If we had any ammo, I could launch myself with a rock. Well,
I
funny,
see what you're trying to...
if Hikaru didn't get injured, one of my plans was to like get Hikaru to pick up a rock for me, fly above, and then like get on the rock and be dropped onto the ship with a rock.
That is the fastest way to die. No question.
Roll a 10, baby. That was my plan. Anyway.
Why is it whenever we get to like the big Book of War episodes, your plan is always this will work right up until I need to roll 10s. That's it.
I think if you wanted to have like a secondary like sabotage unit, like maybe even just having them hiding on the side of our ship or something so that we can
Already
then
to go
scale.
in, they could go in through the hole that the spear's going to make.
You're assuming we're going to get a chance to make the spear. Like, I'm
You're
wondering.
just making sure.
All right, then. In that case, Tomo's going to go up on top because we have no defenses against their fireballs, and we have no catapults of our own on the ship, right?
Correct.
Are there any cannons?
On your ship?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Remember, like
It
your
was meant
ship
to look like an
absolutely
right,
looks like a non-threatening vessel. It's how you've managed to get through the Fire Nation relatively unscathed so far.
Yeah. And when you say they're shooting fireballs, is it the way they do it in the show where they just kind of have a cannon and they firebend into it and it launches out, or are they shooting ammunition at us?
Interestingly enough, Banji's not sure.
Right.
This is something new.
Okay.
You haven't seen this on the ship before.
Cool. Yeah, Banji will just be on deck as well, ready for if something does come, like a fireball comes, he can try and like redirect it, or if it hits the deck, he can extinguish the flames and stuff. So he's also waiting.
I think Nuro also whistles a few waterbenders up on top of the deck as well.
Yeah, that's what it is. The waterbenders are on top with you, and then all the fighters are down, ready to go in when the spear goes in.
Okay.
And like go in and cause havoc on their ship. Hell yeah.
Banji, do you know how many people on that ship?
Nope. No idea.
No idea. Like because your squad, when you sail, do you sail alone or do you have a platoon with you?
I'm just going to give two things here. One, there's a lot of conversation you're running out of time because you already set for ramming speed a while ago. Yep. So just be aware that if this conversation happens, it will be the last thing. The second part to that is you knew that the Cinder Squad would only ever travel by themselves.
Yep.
Like if there was a contingency that would go with them, it was a very different mission.
Yeah.
But that boat generally was just the few of you.
Okay.
This boat is our boat, and we were a secret troop. It should just be them.
So it'll be a fair fight then.
The boat is angled and ready and picking up speed. At the same time, you can see that the other ship has clocked you. And you can't quite see in the dark, but you can see that there is some sort of glowing light that is very likely some degree of fireball that is beginning to be prepped as you begin your ram trajectory. You do not have long. Is there any last minute things that you need to do?
Nope.
Nah, let's get them.
So just to set it for everybody, they're currently with Arturo, who was the captain, you realize that...
Strong word, go on.
No. You realize that there is slightly more to piloting a vessel than having just straight speed and having someone at the rudder. There needs to be open communication so people know when things are changing, when waves are being weird. And without someone down the bottom, you realize that the speed that you are trying to build up is not matching the speed of the trajectory. it looks like at this point you're going to just skim through that boat.
Well, yeah, Nuro, I think, notices that and would love to just... Is it just like a matter of like they're just getting out of the way as we're approaching head on?
The boat begins to list ever so slightly, yes.
Okay, Nuro wants to use all of their might to bring it back into direct contact.
Let's get that rely on skills and training.
Can I ask as well, the soup that Nuro made, the soup that Tomo made, Banji, does that remove impaired or is...
It does not.
But it's really good.
You wouldn't know. You can't taste.
All right, come on.
Oh,
6. Oh, that's 7. No, that's 6. Sorry.
Wait. Can I help? And I have a really good idea.
Go on.
I want to help because I see Nuro and the water. I see Nuro just like struggling and doing it, and I'm like, Nuro, what are you doing?
What do you mean? What does it look like I'm doing, man?
Nuro, it's a full moon.
Fuck off. What does that mean?
Oh no. Waterbenders get really powerful during a full moon. Remember push and pull? That's the moon that does that. The moon is the original waterbender. You're super strong right now. You can just do
Impact's about to happen.
So but before flash, like a moment that happens in like just a second. It's like Nuro's eyes, like pupils dilate, and they imagine like every single moment where it's like felt just that little bit more powerful. And perfect example is like maybe just a cutaway to that fight with Sapphire, where Nuro was just going off with the water pillars and everything. Just a slow pan up to a full moon.
It was about a month ago.
So I think that in a second, it's almost like something is unlocked and they just feel these like magnetic fields. I mean, they feel the trees on the island, right? They feel the water in those veins. So they're just like, and do it again, but with like knowing, like feeling those magnetic fields, feeling how much power they have over that pool. They just yank that boat right into perfect position.
It does more than that. What happens with this yank is that rather than ram it, the timing that you get for this, because it was left to the very last second, actually slashes the front of their boat, like just created this massive gash. That's a blessing and a curse. You've absolutely created this boat to be very likely ready to sink. But all of a sudden you realize, having focused all of your energy into that the thing that was creating some sort of fire and light that didn't shoot was an aperture, and it opens. There is some sort of cannon. Banji, you're aware this would have to be something that Ignis has dreamt up.
Yep.
And what you thought might be a small blast is actually massive. As this aperture opens,
yeah.
It almost looks condensed into one pile. You've got no idea what it is other than pain.
And it's heading straight for us.
It is headed straight at point blank range.
Okay, unless anyone like literally stops Nuro, they're gonna use self-sacrificing to absorb the blow before it hits any of their friends.
I think Banji as well was ready for an attack, and his thing was like, if there's any fire, I'll try and redirect it. So I don't know if Nuro and Banji can work together to like deflect most of it away, or...
How does self-sacrificing work?
Once per scene, mark your destiny track to supernaturally absorb an incoming blow aimed at an ally within view, cancel all fatigue conditions or balance shifts. Damn. So that would have been inflicted. Yep.
Yeah. What does it look like?
Well, I was thinking, so say like this thing, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's slow moving or what is happening, but this thing is coming at us. It's so bright. I think Nuro just leaps straight in front of it, and almost like arms out, legs spread. All of a sudden, their middle just like absorbs it in, just sucks it all up, and then it's just like this energy, and then they grab Banji's arm, and because I guess you can channel fire, I like to imagine that they just help Banji channel it straight back at the ship.
I like that.
If you'll allow that.
Or maybe just up because you're cancelling it.
Or up,
The
as
Banji
well.
just goes
Yeah, just like I can't.
spirit
It's a
bomb.
reverse.
Yeah,
It's a reverse
I
spirit
think
bomb.
if Banji can help, like Nuro literally can't do anything with this energy, this fire. They will explode if they don't get rid of it immediately. So they just like do the first thing they can think of is like Banji is a conduit, and he just sends it up.
Yeah, I think Banji sees Nuro run and do this and is like, we won! And like runs and grabs them and feels that fire that they just sucked in and then like directs it straight up into the air and into the sky.
Two things happen with this. One, reverse spirit bomb. Absolutely. You all see this flame just burst into the air above Banji, and it is sick. The second part, though, is this is the first time for some of you, if not all of you, that you see the void, that those dark tendrils that Nuro knows are there, but no one else had really seen. There is no doubt that something strange just came out of Nuro in around their midsection and has just swallowed this thing. And you can almost, kind of like an after image, you can almost still see them.
Yeah, I think that sometimes when you look at Neuro's face, especially after they do big feats like that, you do see that almost second face, like a second shimmer of like multiple eyes.
Has everyone seen
that.
the Chronicles of Riddick? Like with
Yeah.
with the whoever the Emperor King person is, and like he moves, and then his soul moves like half a second later. Same sort
Yeah.
of like you just feel that they're not quite in parallel with themselves.
I think as this happened, Minh shoots a look to Tomo and nods, and I think we just both go running to board the vessel. I think let's go.
Okay.
Let's party.
You two leap on. You can see that the bottom part of the ship has begun taking on water. It hasn't had an effect in terms of sinking the ship yet. The layout is similar enough to your own boat that you get the rougher. It's not the same, but you feel that you've seen one fire ship. You can find them all.
Yeah.
Where exactly do you want to run to?
I think we're just on I think we just run along our ship and then jump onto their deck. So we're like at the
Is
front
that
of the ship.
aperture thing still in a position to threaten us? Is that still a danger, basically?
From the look of it, it's currently still there and it's currently still pointed at your ship.
I think Tomo's going to direct me. Let's run for that thing.
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
At this exact point in time, it doesn't look like it's arcing back up again. It still looks like it's recovering from that last blast. What is Tomo's plan?
Is there an operator? Can I see somebody pointing that thing? Like, is it
There is no one operating it.
it's just the aperture thing?
A way to picture it now that you're looking at it,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like the barrel of a cannon. It almost looks like a snub-nosed cannon, and it's got this aperture to build up that extra oomph where... That is primarily what the barrel is meant to do.
Yeah.
Create force and launch something forward.
Right.
This is a whole different design.
Yeah. No, so I'm basically trying to figure out like if there was a way to target Ignis, who's probably controlling it, or do I have to? Or do we?
Straight through the aperture.
Or do we? Yeah. Well, honestly, that's what I'm thinking. Like Tomo might just actually just run straight, just barrel through that aperture.
Hey, it's your
Tomo's
game. It's your
threading the
funeral.
needle.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
I'm coming in like a wrecking ball.
He's coming in like a wrecking ball. This has got it. Are you exploding? Is that your plan?
Not yet. I'll explode if I need to, but obviously, like
All right. Let's
position myself first.
let's roll push your luck then.
9.
Okay. Do you want to help?
The only idea I have to help is that I want to be on the deck. I haven't seen Cinder Squad, and I want to be like, Cinder Squad, come out to play. Like, I want to goad them. Like, I'm here to fight. Like, hey, I'm here to finish the score. I'll take another one of you out if I have to. Who else wants to lose some limbs? Let's go.
That doesn't sound like so you're not spending fatigue to help Tomo, is what I'm hearing.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to help him. He's just jumped into a hole. Like,
Maybe he gets stuck,
Like
and
we
you
need
just
to
have to
poo.
give him a
it's
little.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah, maybe he
The
gets
aperture's
stuck.
huge. I don't
Aperture
think
closed,
he's-
right?
Yeah, maybe it closes on his
It's
tummy.
open to shoot the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but then it would close to build the fire back up and then open to shoot the next round. That's how I picture it.
Yeah, but if the people closing it are angry at me because I killed their friend, they're not going to close it.
True.
They're going to come and fight me.
True.
That's how I'm helping.
I agree. You succeed. Right?
Yes, I concur. Absolutely. That is a perfect 10 by, No, I don't know.
Absolutely not.
It's hard to know what is happening here because I can't pass the information enough. So that's what I'm going to do. If that doesn't help, then that doesn't help.
Okay.
You tell me.
So here's what happens. On a push your luck,
Yep.
you dive in as the aperture is beginning to close again, and you get in fully.
Yeah.
And you think that you're going to plunge down. You think that whatever this is, there's an operation that happens below deck. And as you look, I think Tomo's really familiar with this. As the aperture begins to close,
Yeah.
you realize that this thing is full of blasting jelly. And as the aperture closes, you realize that it's really not a big fancy cannon like you were expecting. It was just they were setting off the jelly, letting it build, and then giving it direction. Jesse, you throw your hands out. Are you not entertained? Gladiator style, waiting for people to come on deck. And no one appears. Back on deck, I think that Banji and Nuro have recovered. The waterbenders are sort of looking around trying to figure out what they're meant to be doing next without real leadership. Daj is sort of looking at the two of you going, well, what's the plan?
Daj, we need to sink this ship.
Okay.
Take your best fighters and get on there and take out anyone you see. No mercy.
One or two of you on the boat, though, to make sure that nothing goes up in flames. You hear me?
He points to two of the waterbenders and he goes, the rest of you with me. And you leap onto the boat.
We won. Are you okay? Can we do this?
Nuro takes Banji's hand and says, together?
Together.
Then yes.
Let's finish what they started.
Aye.
Tomo,
Yes.
it's pitch black in here. You feel for a way out. There isn't one
Okay.
outside of that aperture.
Okay. There must be some way of igniting this. So is there some sort of an apparatus or a hole or anything that...
The answer is maybe, but it's too dark to see.
Okay.
But that,
Yeah.
But that's like at home. Jesse just mimicked lighting a match.
Yeah.
Please light a match.
but that blasting jelly feels so squishy.
Yeah, right. All right. So, here's my concern.
Oh, you're concerned now.
Here's my concern. If the whole thing is meant to be projecting blasting jelly blasts, I think Tomo exploding may not actually destroy it. It may just end up shooting it through the aperture or something. So
He's outthought by trap. Because that is exactly how it would happen.
yeah. So I think Tomo, I guess if there's no way out, but I could tell what the aperture is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if I can, take out my metal tonfas and just basically try to break it open and try to get out that way, I suppose, and just break it open at least.
Let's rely on your skills in trading, or do you want to do a maneuver?
I suppose I've got pinpoint thrust. This seems like a pretty pinpoint thrust kind of thing.
Perfect time to use it.
Yeah.
That's twice now you've done that roll. It's almost like he's warming his hands before he throws it.
It works.
It works. 11.
Yeah, I think that everyone jumps onto the boat. All these waterbenders, the water tribesmen with their weapons, Banji and Nuro, and you just see this Tomfa poke through the aperture and almost bend it a little bit, and then with a quick wrench, you've just hit that perfect leverage spot. The whole thing just widens out, and Tomo crawls out.
Am I covered in blasting jelly?
Covered's a strong term. You've got a little bit on you, but. It was more. If you think about it, there was some remaining. You picture a layer of oil at the bottom of a pan, and that sort of.
I'm just wondering if it makes me more blasty.
Might make you more flammable.
Might make you more jelly.
Anyway, all right, cool. But look, honestly, like in that moment, main thing was Tomo just basically backing out and surviving. So that's fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Minh, no one still has responded to your...
I have an idea. If you'll allow me, I want to.
What do you mean allow you? You can do whatever you want.
I want to use Detect the Heavy Step on the ship. Again, another metal reverberate thing to see if there is actually anyone on here. Because I'm starting to be a little bit sus, but also I'm not good at this move, so we'll see what happens.
I'm going to say no, because you haven't mastered this yet. And it's not currently a combat thing.
You just did a combat move.
Yes, but he did it with a mastered move.
Ah, fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I respect that, of course. I'm going to assess the situation. It's starting to feel real sus and really feels like we're being had.
A sus
again.
situation.
3 and a 5 and a 2. So a 10.
Yo!
10. What should I be on the lookout for, and who or what is in the greatest danger?
All right. This one's super easy. You asked the perfect questions for me. You, standing there for slightly longer, begin to realize that something is amiss. You begin to scan the area. What is wrong? What is missing? And you see the thing that Tomo wanted so much before is a rowboat that is moving away from the ship back towards land. You can't see who's in it, but it's only one person. And you realize that the danger that you've got is that this is most definitely a trap.
Everyone, get off the boat. Back on the ship now. Go!
What's happening, man?
It's a trap. Get on the ship.
Everyone,
Get
everyone roll. Push your luck. Jesse, you get a +1 because you are acting on your own bits.
I've already done my self-sacrificing. God damn it. That's creativity, hey.
9.
Passion.
Oh.
9 total.
9 here too.
8.
I'm going to mark a fatigue to not take -2 to that.
Sounds
with
great.
my impaired.
With his impaired?
Yeah, and I get a 10.
Nice. The irony is that by marking your fatigue, you're doing better than everybody else. As everyone begins to scramble, Tomo, you get just that Tomo tingle, that little sense as you look at where the aperture was, and you said there must be something that ignites it. And sure enough, you see, now that there's a bit of light, a cog start ticking. And as it does, it scratches a piece of flint, which warms up, and you see it begin to move down. Everyone leaps back towards the vagrant. Banji, you move at a speed which belies belief as you manage to get away, while everybody else is going to mark a condition as the Cinder Squad ship explodes. Fire, shrapnel, ridiculous amounts of carnage. It blows a chunk out of the vagrant.
Like, are we sinking?
Not yet, but some of that old wood that was decorating it is now completely on fire.
Okay.
And even with the 2 waterbenders that were remaining to put it out, that damage is done.
I've marked afraid.
So did you say a fatigue and...
Just a condition. I mark the fatigue.
Okay, so it was just a condition.
Just a
sorry.
condition.
Apology.
Yep.
Because everyone rolled well enough to actually get off the ship. Good job, everybody. I was worried.
I'm marking angry because nobody explodes Tomo. Tomo does exploding around here.
I mark
Nobody makes me
I mark
explode.
afraid because we thought we were doing the unexpected thing by going out to get them. And it turns out we played right to their trap. So now I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, Banji is absolutely mortified that this has happened. Again, he was like, yeah, I led you into a trap, it's fine, I want to do it again. Let's go into this trap. Let's go into this trap where everyone nearly died. Banji's not okay, guys. Stop trusting Banji.
Nuro marked troubled.
Behind the scenes, the 2 things that to bear in mind is that you've got Hannah, who knows how to press your buttons, and you've got Zhao, who is a treacherous piece of trash.
Oh no, we have to do with Zhao?
Ugh.
Like I said, that's behind the scenes.
And we
Yeah.
can't just, and I've said this before, we can't just kill him away. Like, Can't just get rid of him by...
But we can headbutt him a lot though.
You can headbutt him so much.
Yeah, look, I'm going to make this man afraid of foreheads.
That statue. Every statue that gets made, the forehead will be bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
That's such a good line. I'm going to make this man afraid of foreheads. I love that.
You are currently drifting out at sea. People are feeling worse for wear. No one is critically injured. The ship doesn't look great. No one feels great. And you know pretty well, based on where that rowboat was moving, that all of your destiny lies back on that island.
Well, I mean, I guess the image I'm picturing is like whatever waterbenders that can still breathe under this smoke are trying to do their best to put the fire out, but probably not doing the best job.
Again, the fire itself is out. It's more the damage. Even Tomo, who is so used to explosions at this point, it was the metal shrapnel that has done him that damage. It was the sheer ferocity, like the fact that you were so close to it. That's what really had the punch.
Yeah.
And so the ship is still saleable.
Minh sort of coughing. All right, sound off. Who's here? Who's okay?
I'm okay.
Banji's fine.
I'm okay.
Tomo,
What was
Dad, you all accounted for?
Yeah, we're all here.
God, spirits, they played us like a damn fiddle. And Minh throws his fists down on the deck.
I think Nuro just pats your back. I mean, it was a great idea if it wasn't a triumph.
Once again, I led us into a trap. I feel like I'm not making any good decisions since I got here. What do you want me to do?
Your grandfather has guarded the book for decades, we think. I think we leave it be. I think let's go. Maybe we can lure them to follow us, but if we're facing them now, we're facing them on their home turf.
That's the thing, though, Tomo. This is my home turf as well, and I have to assume that they've got, if not my granddad, at least my mum and dad, and maybe even Dicella and Gray and everyone else that is on that island. And this is what I was trying to avoid. I thought I'd come here to ashes, but if I leave, it definitely will be left in ashes.
You flash back to not that long ago when you were talking to Gray, and you remember that he said that Hana talked to everyone.
Yeah.
She clearly has some sort of plan, and she knows who knows you, or more specifically, who still remembers you very strongly.
Yep.
We can't leave. They have the upper hand, Tomo. You are right, they do. And walking back in there is walking into another trap. But I guarantee that they have Banji's family as leverage. And if we go now, Banji's right, they'll burn Caledon to the ground. And after being here and seeing it, we can't do this to these people.
Minh.
They might be Fire Nation, but they seem fine. They seem okay.
Thank you, Minh.
Ted, have you rolled your Protector's Burden?
I have.
What'd you get?
I got a 1, a +1. So I have 1 in the bank out of 2.
That's definitely better than the rolling one, which is what I was expecting.
You have a +1.
Yeah,
You roll
when I roll it, I can get 1 or 2 or 0. I have a 1, which means I can do one of the moves.
We know that this Protector's Burden goes beyond just who your Prime Ward is. You've done it with Nuro before. You've done it with other people that have been important.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense that right now Caledon needs you to protect it?
I think so. I think Caledon and my family. I think that makes sense.
Then use your Protector's Burden.
To do what?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be artistic. You do whatever.
I sink the island.
can't hurt it if it's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe use it later when we're in a fight or something, but I don't know what I could do now.
What are your options?
Take a +10 without rolling to any move to defend or protect them. Track them down even if they're hidden or avoiding you. Figure out what they're up to without them knowing. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Second one.
See, the problem is Ted has only ever viewed this as I need a +10 guaranteed. He's never looked at the other two.
Pish posh. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's either track them down without, even if they're hidden or avoiding me.
Man, just. I'm giving you carte blanche to be slightly flexible with the rules.
Yes, great. I think that this protector's burden, whatever it is, this piece of Banji that makes him feel the need to protect, that's buzzing. He feels that his family, his island, his home is in danger and he needs to safeguard their future.
Nice.
Like his tagline. And I will use my protector's burden to track them down, even if they're hidden or avoiding me. Them being...
Cinder Squad?
Yeah, Cinder Squad, or whoever it is that they're...
What's causing the danger?
presumably- Yeah.
I get it. You get a vibe. And you realize that it's been the vibe the whole time. It wasn't the same as Arturo's when you felt that it was time to go home. You just know exactly where they're going to be. You just know if there's a place that they are going to set up for a fight, you feel it is on top of the hill overlooking your town, where they can create a spectacle. They can have high ground, and they can do whatever damage they need to.
Guys, I've been thinking, they're here to humiliate me and embarrass me. They're here to show why there are no Fire Nation deserters. They're going to burn Caledon to ash, including my family. And this is where they'll do it,
Where?
up on that hill.
Then let's go beat them up.
They'll have everything. They'll have the advantage. They'll have the high ground. This is 100% us walking into a trap.
Well, Banji, you have us.
Minh starts flexing. He's like, yeah, Tomo's the baddest guy around. You seen him? Tonfas, muscles, explosions. And I just really want to beat them up. They suck. They put a hole in our ship. They tricked us. And they won't leave us alone. So let's just get them.
And
Hard, fast.
Minh, you've said that they've been playing us like a fiddle. For us to meet them on that hill is we are still dancing to that tune here. Will your grandfather really let your family be burnt down for the Fire Nation? You told me before that he loves you more than he does the Fire Nation. What about your family? Would he not stand up to them?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I didn't expect him to be in a volcano protecting something so clearly. I don't know him.
It couldn't hurt to ask.
That's what I'm thinking. Instead of going in loud to face him on that hill, let's go quiet and find your grandfather.
Okay.
The boat begins moving.
Okay.
Dad has already moved off, having heard what you've said. And he's got an idea on where he needs to go, and you realize that you're angling to the other side of the island, somewhere that you can beach and move up towards the volcano in relative obscurity. He says to you as you disembark, I'll keep the boat safe. You just launch one of those fire things that you did
Right, firework.
when you're ready, and we'll take it out there.
Do I know that Nuro has that call from afar? And is it hard to do a call from afar?
The answer is you don't.
I don't. Okay.
No, the
You asked me if I had a way of communicating last time.
And you said no.
I said yes, but I didn't explain what the deal was.
Okay.
I was actually gonna say to Dodgers, like, if you need, take that boat out. I know how to reach you if I need to. That's what I was gonna do. I guess we pulled up on this patch. As we're disembarking, I turn to Dodgers and I say, listen, you do what you gotta do. You take this boat and you take Hikaru as far as you can at the first sign of danger. I know how to reach you, all right? Just be prepared.
okay, I'll be prepared.
I think Nuro.
You heard her, lads. Let's go. And the spear moves up. Hikaru sort of looks at Banji just as it finishes its pulling up.
Banji gives him a sad thumbs up.
And the boat unbeaches itself and begins to move away in a way that only water-bending vessels can do. It doesn't take you long. Minh already knows the way, in essence. Follow these channels, get up the hill. At about 20 minutes in, you find yourself at the mouth of that cave. And as the four of you step in to this glowing, menacing room of where every sound echoes, where you can almost hear the rock moving with the lava. Banji's granddad is still sitting there, with Arturo not too far away. And he says, "Hi, the four of you then."
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh FANG, and Ash Cooper as our Game Master, Grand Master of the White Lotus. The theme song and outro, as well as the Calydon theme, are both by Matt Harrison, and additional sound effects and music are from zapsplat.com. If you haven't already, jump on over to m3dice.com for some custom-made, artisanally touched, beautiful dice, as if crafted by the gods themselves. Asher over at M3 Dice is our wonderful new dice partner who is making us a Book of War dice. So if you want to get some dice that represents your favourite characters from the Book of War, head on over. You can do a little custom order and get yourselves some D6s if you play this game, or even a full D7 set. Ash over there is wonderful, and they will help you get the perfect set, I promise you. Even just check out their other stuff. It's actually incredible. You can also follow them on Instagram at M3Dice as well, and you can see all their beautiful products that they make. It's truly, truly breathtaking. If you're not on our Patreon, the last of our prequels have been released for all 4 characters, so jump on in. If you really want to know more about the show, if you want to help support us and get to know about these characters, jump on in and you can get access to that. Not only will you get access to the prequels, you will get access to our pilot arc, our Halloween arc, our Christmas arc, as well as access to reading the Book of War, our director's commentary post-show look at every episode in depth. You know, just tell you what was going through our brains when we were doing dumb stuff. We'd love your support. It would mean the world to us, and we always want more people in the Discord. So, where are ya? The next episode will be out next week on Saturday, the 3rd of August. And we'll see you then.
Because you said
I did, huh?
Generally the precursor to about to say something.
Nope, I had nothing.
Did you want to say the thing about Tadaj taking the boat out?